Everyone, and welcome to this review note. In this clip, we're going to be looking at changing modes within iOS. I've got a screen up here that I'm connected into a switch. It's just booted up with the message that says press return to get started. I'll do that. And we can see that we come up with the prompt. We start off in user exec mode. We can tell that because the end of the prompt is going to be a greater than sign. That's going to allow us to do some basic viewing commands. In other words, we can show some things, we can telnet out, secure shell out, that type of a thing. If we want full access to viewing commands to look at configuration, we need to use the enable command to take us into privileged mode. I'll use that command here, and we've now changed, as you can see with the prompt, the end of the prompt is now a hash, which indicates that we're in privileged mode. Of course, that kind of matches into the root user when you're working in Linux. From here, we can look at any configuration parameter that we want, and we also have the ability to get into global configuration mode where we can start making changes. To do that, we use configure T or configure terminal. I'm going to shorten that to conf T, hit enter. You can see now the prompt has changed. We've got the host name of the device, and then in parentheses it says config. From here we configure anything that is going to cover the entire device, not a specific component within the device. We do have a number of other sub-configuration modes that will allow us to configure device components. Example, if I want to configure an interface, I would do int, short for interface, or the entire word. Let's tab that out so we can see the whole thing, and then whatever interface we're interested in. So if I'm interested in configuring interface gigabit 01, I would just have to say gi0/1. That will take me into interface config mode, and you'll see that our prompt now has config dash and then if for interface. There are a number of these different sub-configuration modes. We might be configuring lines or access lists or objects, all kinds of other things like that. In order to go back up one level, we use the exit command. So that takes me from interface config back up to config. If I type in exit again, that will take me back out to privileged mode. We can also always use the end command or control Z, which will take us back to privileged mode always. So if I go back down here into interface config mode and I type in end, that takes me back out to privilege mode, which you can see by the prompt here. And from privilege mode, if I want to get back out to user mode, I just again exit and I'm back out to where I started. That's it for changing between the different modes. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. I will see you next time.